Good afternoon and welcome to Artesia, New Mexico. It is time for Game 4 of the district slate as your Lovington Wildcats taking on the Artesia Bulldogs. With Don Morgan, I'm TJ Miracle. Thanks for being with us. The Cats come in at 11-9 overall on the season, 1-2 in district. They did get a win against Goddard this past weekend, won game one of their doubleheader in Roswell, 15-1, before falling in game two, 13-7. They lost at our place, 19-2. So a little bit of a bounce back look here today, hopefully, against the home team Artesia Bulldogs. The Bulldogs at 14-6 on the year, 3-0 in district. They swept Portales in their weekend series last week and wasn't even particularly close. Of course, there's a reason that Artesia is number one and in the state. Of course, here at Brainerd Park, an all artificial surface. Your dimensions, you've got 352 down the left field line, 349 to right, and 398 to a big green monster in center. Leading it off for the Lovington Wildcats, it'll be Jaden Gutierrez. He'll be followed by Ryan Weiser, and then Mike Apondo hits third. Juan Sepulveda in at the DH spot, and batting cleanup, he'll be hitting in place of Cole McKillop. Patrick Sanchez bats fifth. Fidencio Lujan in right bats sixth. Cam Ochoa in center batting seventh. Auden Paredes playing third. And batting eighth, and Jude Madrid rounds out the nine that'll be heading to the plate for the Wildcats. 89 degrees and a light breeze out of the south as we start this one. Lovington in the all-blue unis, the royal blues with the white letters and numbers. Artesia in the white pants, orange tops, and white sleeves. Jack Byers on the hill has a 3-1 record for the Bulldogs, and he will twirl it here in this single game today at Brainerd Park. Always from the stretch, the righty ready to go, and he'll kick and fire, and the first pitch is a fastball on the inside corner, strike one to Gutierrez. Pardon me. Swallowed a little funny there as Byers takes a long look in. He's ready to go, sets between the belt and the letters. He'll kick and fire, swung on, and that one will be fouled down in front of the Artesia dugout, and so Jaden quickly down 0-2. Byers on the mound. Usherwood is his catcher. Pacheco, Beauregard, Fuentes, and Morales around the infield, first to third. Campbell, Galindo, Whitmire in the outfield from left to right. And the 0-2 pitch on the way. That one will be in the turf. Usherwood blocks it out, and it will be ball number one.
Beautiful facilities here in Artesia. Of course, artificial surface, except for the pitcher's mound.
He probably put this in 7-8 years ago, I would guess. The 1-2 pitch swung on, and that one is out of play to the right side.
So spoiling one off that might have been called a strike. 2 strikes on him, protecting the plate, and trying to get something started for Lovington. They really would like to populate the bases and get a run or two in early on this very good Artesia team.
And the 1-2 pitch, and that one will be low for ball number two, so it evens up the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. So the 2-ball, 2-strike count. At the plate, Jaden Gutierrez hitting close to 300 on the season. As Byers gets his sign from Usherwood, he's ready, and the 2-2 pitch swung on, and that'll be a chopper back towards short. Fuentes handles it just shy a second, fires across the diamond to Pacheco in time. 6-3 for out number one. So 1 up, 1 down for the Wildcats here in the top half of the first inning, as that'll bring Ryan Weiser, the senior left fielder, to the plate. Is there any position that Weiss hasn't? I don't think I've seen him pitch in his time as a senior Wildcat.
Not to say he can't, but yeah, he's a pretty good, solid, all-around baseball player, natural athlete.
Slightly open stance. Usherwood sets up outside in the first pitch, gets Weiser to chase one. A cutter there looked like, and that'll be strike number one.
But I do like how aggressive Lovington's being at the plate here as they're stepping up. And even though the first batter was he grounded out, still made contact with the ball and should, let Lovington know that they can get wood on it.
And the 0-1 pitch, that one will be high. Evens things up at a ball and a strike. Of course, like a lot of facilities here in our part of the world, a former minor league facility from back in the day. And the 1-1 pitch, and that one will be on the outside corner, called strike two as Weiser watches it into the glove.
This field reminds me very much of the old semi-pro field in Hobbs. The Conquistadores played there, and I had a couple of uncles.
And the 1-2 pitch swung on and missed as Weiser takes a wave and goes down swinging. That will be strike number 3. 2 down for the Wildcats, and first K of the ball game for Byers. I actually believe that field, and I read a good book not that long ago.
Right.
About that old Longhorn League, or Texas-New Mexico League, the original one.
Yes, yes.
And it did mention Hobbs. Hobbs was actually the final champion of that league.
They were quite good. I had 2 uncles who played on that team, and the field, the bleachers were so rickety even by then. It was Splinterfest.
Pondo will step in, and he'll take the first pitch on the outside corner at the knees, strike 1. Of course, that field long gone in Sportsman's Park, and Hobbs has replaced it.
There was a field over on Marlin Street.
A 1 pitch swung on and missed as Micah chases one probably out of the zone. Looked like a cutter there from Byers, strike 2. So a no ball, 2 strike count, 2 down for the Wildcats, just underway, top of the first. Usherwood sets up outside in the 0-2 pitch. That'll be the fastball, and it'll be in the dirt for ball number 1.
And he's just sort of nibbling around. He's way ahead of Byers, so throwing him some stuff. He's got a couple of pitches to give, and so far Byers not chasing. But he is going to have to swing at anything close, at least boil it off.
Pondo with a neutral stance, settles into the right side box, can't dig in on the turf, and the 1-2 pitch, that one's up and away.
You know, we've talked about in softball, the natural fields in Lovington are actually pretty good practice for some of the places that the softball fields, the softball teams actually will play on. For baseball, not so much.
Yeah, a little bit. And the 2-2 pitch swung on, and that one is high in the air to deep right field. Going back is Whitmire on his horse. That one's going to get over his head. That one's going to go all the way to the wall. Micah with good speed, rounding first. He is heading to second as Whitmire gets it, throws it over the head of his cutoff man. It's Fuentes will come over and get it, but it is a 2-out hard shot out to right field by Micah Pondo, and now the Cat's going to try and get something going with 2 down and 1 Sepulveda, the DH, to the plate.
Yeah.
We'll have a courtesy runner check in. That'll be Caden Mitchell.
Definitely a solid shot out there. And maybe 2-out rally time. Lovington would love to bring him in. Don't want to waste that hit and waste the base runner and leave him out there.
Of course, the way they do the state tournament now for baseball, artificial surface at UNM, artificial surface at Rio Rancho and at Cleveland, and then all at the new complex they've just built out in the West Valley, all now with artificial turf. As Sepulveda will take the first pitch high, ball number 1. So it'll be a 1-ball, no strike count. Sepulveda, the cleanup hitter, hitting in place of McKillop. Byers looks in, has the sign he wants. Mitchell with a pretty good lead off of second. Deal, and that one will be at the top of the zone. Took a little bit off of that one and evens the count at a ball and a strike.
Yeah, even with 2 outs, they're not quite as worried about that runner at second as they would normally be. They're scrambling back to their positions at short and second.
And the pitch swung on, and that one will be fouled back into the screen, so our count goes to 1 ball and 2 strikes. 10, 14.
Not a lot of pitches pitched in this first inning so far.
That was just pitch number 17 by my count. As Byers checks the runner, comes to the plate, swung on, and that'll be a chopper back to the pitcher on pitch number 18. And the soft toss from Byers to Pacheco, 1-3 for out number 3. So Lovington gets a 2-out double, but comes up empty. We've played a half inning. Lovington 0. Artesia coming to bat. Wildcat Baseball continues in a moment. Lovington Sports YouTube and HobbsAmerica.com.
Lasco Construction is a proud partner in education in Lee County. Lasco Construction is your hometown construction company. Lasco Construction encourages you and Lovington, Eunice, and Hobbs businesses. Buy as much as you can locally, which is why Lasco Construction always supports the youth of Lee County. Lasco Construction supports you. Call 393-9161 for all your construction needs. Support your community.
Eunice Pump and Supply has been around for over 30 years and is excited to continue their services to the community. They take pride in their employees and their hard work and dedication, and most importantly, take pride in the youth of Lee County. Eunice Pump and Supply is a proud supporter of all Lee County athletics and academics. Eunice Pump and Supply, 1310 Avenue O in Eunice, another proud supporter of Lee County Athletics.
For the Wildcats, sorry, Dawn, go ahead.
No, with in the top of the first, no runs on 1 hit, no errors, 1 left on base. We go to the bottom of the first with the call. Here is TJ Miracle.
Thank you very much, Dawn. As leading it off for Artesia, it'll be Frankie Galindo, their center fielder. He'll be followed by the shortstop, Jet Fuentes. Jack Byers, the pitcher, hits third. Dalen Pacheco in the cleanup spot playing first. Brant Usherwood, the catcher, batting in the 5 slot. Jet Whitmire plays right. He bats 6th. Diego Morales at third, batting 7th. Charlie Campbell, the left fielder, bats 8th. And Caden Beauregard, the second baseman, will bat in the number 9 slot. Pondo is your pitcher. McKillop is his battery mate. Sanchez, Gutierrez, Madrid, and Paredes around the infield first to third. Weiser, Ochoa, Lujan in the outfield from left to right. So Pondo will settle onto the hill, goes on the first base side of the rubber, and he'll deal the first one, a fastball missing inside for ball number 1. Pondo with a fastball, a cutter, curveball, and a changeup. And the 1-0 pitch, and that one will be high for ball number 2. He's got good stuff, but can be a little wild at times.
Yeah, he's got pretty good speed on it. It looks like he's zeroing in, hopefully, on the zone here. That one was a lot closer.
2-0 pitch, and that one is high for ball 3.
Yeah, just a little high. It looked like it's over the plate, but he needs to just bring it down a little bit. He also works really quickly most of the time, too. So maybe for control purposes, he may need to take just an extra breath and a little bit more time between pitches.
3-0 pitch, and that one will be off the outside corner and called strike 1. So a 3-ball, 1 strike count. Pondo on the hill, going for the Cats. 3-1 pitch to the leadoff hitter. Galindo checked it up and shouldn't have. It was strike number 2. So that'll run the count full to Frankie Galindo, the leadoff hitter for Artesia. And the payoff pitch, and that one will be high for ball 4, and a leadoff walk issued by Pondo. So first walk of the ball game, and Artesia in business here early is now Jet Fuentes to the plate. You do not want to give up free base runners if you can avoid it.
No, you do not, especially not against a team like Artesia, who doesn't need any gifts in order to succeed. And the more you give them, the more they'll take and the more they'll get. Averaging
about 12 runs a game in the first pitch, and the runner goes, and McKillop just going to have to eat that one as Fuentes pulled the bat back. It'll be a stolen base for Galindo, and ball 1 at the plate.
And certainly not a true attempt at a bunt. It was just meant to screen out the catcher and slow down the throw and get the base stolen, and that's what they accomplished.
1-0 pitch. That one will be a fastball high for ball number 2. So with 2-ball, no strike count, runner at second is Galindo, who stole that thing. He gets a good lead off a second. That takes off the conventional double play. 2-0 pitch. That one will be a fastball high. And it is a 3-ball, no strike count now to Fuentes.
Again, sometimes as a pitcher, baseball or softball, you need a little more intention and deliberation.
And the pitch swung on, and that'll be a chop shot. Madrid knocks it down in the hole. It's short, but is just going to have to eat it. He had to come a long way for that one. So going to call that an infield single because he had to come way far to his right and kept the run from scoring there, but Fuentes with the infield single, and now there are Bulldogs on the corners, and the number 3 hitter Byers to the plate. Pitcher-on-pitcher duel, and he would like to help his own cause here.
Yeah, I think Madrid did well just to get to that ball to knock it down. It looked like it was going to sneak out there to left field and score a run. So Madrid, he did a good job to just knock it down.
Just an 8th grader, but good speed, good range at shortstop. That's why Coach Cruz has him starting in the first pitch to Byers on the outside corner. I think that was the cutter, and that'll be strike number 1.
And that was a nice pitch. If now Pondo can just keep finding the zone consistently here.
1-0 pitch, and that one will be low and inside, and McKillop has to go down and get it and drags it out of the turf, and that will allow Fuentes to go to second. So now runners at second and third. Now they're going to pull the infield in. Right call here. And the pitch swung on, and that one will be fouled out of play for strike 2 to Byers. So it'll be a 1-ball, 2-strike count. Jack Byers at the plate. Runner at third is Galindo. Jet Fuentes stands at second. Artesia trying to do damage here early.
Jet's the right name for him. He looks like he's going about 50 miles an hour standing still. He looks like he's got incredible speed.
Pitch is low for ball number 2, so a 2-ball, 2-strike count. And Galindo with good speed at third, too.
Yep.
Not a situation where I think you would try a squeeze or anything at this point.
No.
And the 2-2 pitch swung on, and that one will be chopped foul as Coach Bickle over in the third base coach's box gets it and tosses it back out to Micah. Micah already at 15 pitches or so in this top of the first. Of course, you have pitch limits in high school.
That certainly does and has changed the game.
2-2 pitch swung on, and that'll be a chop shot, and that one's going to go just foul. That one stays on the right side of the line for about another 5 feet, and it's trouble.
Way trouble.
That's probably a 2-run double, but went just foul before it got to the bag. So the count stays at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Byers back in right on the front part of the box, right in the middle of the right side box. Micah ready to deal in the 2-2 delivery, and that one will bounce off the plate, gets away from McKillop, and will bounce all the way over towards the Lovington dugout. Cole, looking for it, can't get it, and so that will score a run. And that'll move Fuentes over to third, so the run scores on the wild pitch, and it's ball 3 to Byers at the plate. And the Cats now trail this one 1-0.
With no outs and a runner on third.
And again, it's that walk that cost you the run.
And and that was a wild pitch that got by McKillop here, So
now it'll be 3-2. The payoff pitch swung on, and that one is lifted high in the air, out to deep left center field. That's going back. It is off the wall and will bounce. That'll going to run home as Byers rounds first, is headed to second as Weiser and Ochoa converge on the ball and will toss it back in, but it'll be an RBI double to the deepest part of the park by Byers, and that'll cash Fuentes in and make it a 2-0 Artesia lead, as we will have a courtesy runner check into the ball game. I believe that'll be Derek Warren. So Warren to run for Byers.
Number 6.
As Dalen Pacheco, the cleanup hitter, to the plate. Still nobody out. Artesia trying to keep the turnstiles moving here.
And Lovington has just got to try to shut things down here, limit the damage, worry about the outs, and try to forget about those 2 runs. You just got to work the outs and get out of this at bat.
Pacheco deals and fires, throws a fastball high that Pacheco takes a wave at for strike number 1. Probably would have been high, but Pacheco, I guess, likes the high stuff.
Tried to swat it. It was moving pretty good, though.
Inning 0-1 pitch, and that's a fastball right down the pipe, but just low. And the count evens up at a ball and a strike. So Pacheco, the first baseman, cleaning it up, and the 1-1 pitch swung on, and that'll be a hard shot on the ground. Madrid to it, looks the runner back to second, tosses across to Sanchez at first in time to get the out. So Pacheco hit it hard. Madrid handled it like that he took the extra second to take the deep breath and collect the ball before he tossed it. So that'll be 1 down now as Brant Usherwood, the catcher, to the plate. 2 runs across for Artesia here in the first, just 1 out, and they have a runner in scoring position in Derek Warren on running for the pitcher Byers. So Usherwood, the catcher with the open stance, he'll take a wave at the first pitch. Good curveball, and that'll be strike number 1.
Yeah, a little off speed as well, and Usherwood was way in front of that.
So 0-1 to Usherwood, the number 5 hitter for Artesia. Hondo checks the runner, deals, and that one will be in the turf, blocked out by McKillop to keep the runner at second. So things even up at 2 balls, or rather 1 ball and 1 strike. Artesia leading 2-0, bottom of the first. Of course, just 1 game here today, a doubleheader tomorrow. And the pitch, that one will be a fastball high, and that will be ball number 2. So a 2-ball, 1 strike count. Warren stands over at second, gets his signals in. Gutierrez shades over towards the bag at second as Pacheco will set at the belt, and the 2-1 pitch. That one will be outside corner, evens things up at 2-2.
Wow.
And the orange-clad faithful not liking that call.
It was definitely moving and kind of rising. Had a little bit of rise.
And that's hard to do with a baseball.
It is true.
2-2 pitch, runner goes. That one is in the turf and gets away from McKillop. That'll be a passed ball. Warren was moving on the pitch anyway, so give him the stolen base, and that'll run the count full to Usherwood. 3rd Artesia batter that's taken the count full against Pondo. So now Pondo will go back to the regular windup as Artesia trying to put another run on the board here. And the payoff pitch, and that one will be inside, ball 4. And the Lovington faithful not liking that one. It was pretty close on the inside corner. So once again, you have Bulldogs at the corners, and the pitch count getting up for Micah now. I have that as 27 pitches unofficially. So now Jet Whitmire to the plate.
And still the one out, runner on the corners now.
Usherwood, I have a feeling, they have a courtesy runner, but I didn't catch his number.
I can't see the jersey from here either.
They don't have numbers on the front of the jerseys,
right.
but
Oh, he almost turned around enough for me to catch it.
we got runners at the corners, and the runner at second will go, and McKillop will throw it down, and Madrid gets in the way of that one. Gutierrez had the call on that one. It'll be a stolen base, but almost disaster, because if Madrid gets that or just tips it a little bit and Gutierrez isn't able to knock it down, that scores a run. So it's a 1-0 count, swung on, and that one is lifted high in the air to deep left field. That one is heading back and curling foul, and it'll get out into the Lovington bullpen. So a long, loud strike one. So a 1-1 strike count. 2 runs across for Artesia. They have runners in scoring position, second and third with just 1 out. And the 1-1 pitch, and that one will be high for ball number 2. I have that unofficially as the 30th pitch of the inning.
Oof, it's a lot.
Yes, it is.
It is a lot for this early in the game.
2-1 pitch swung on, and that one is popped up and out of play, heading to the parking lot. Please don't hit the white Toyota. Strike 2.
Laughing at the warning.
Oh, yes, from Robbie the Robot. From Lost in Space.
Right.
So a 2-2 strike count to Whitmire at the plate. Pacheco looks in, has the sign, and the 2-2 pitch. That one is up and away. Ball 3, and another full count worked by an Artesia hitter.
Thankful this beautiful afternoon. Just a little bit of a breeze today, but we do have storms possible, not just possible, but probable tomorrow evening.
Payoff pitch swung on, and that one's heading to the parking lot. So we'll reset, and we will do the full count once again.
So I'm hoping that that tomorrow evening's games, the doubleheader, which will get underway at 5 o'clock at Wildcat Park, they'll be able to get both of those games in before possible weather
Hopefully
stops
so.
them. Yeah.
And the 3-2 pitch once again, and check swing. Did he go?
No, he didn't go, but
that should have been ball 4. So
Yeah.
why is he still at the plate? He either needs to go to the dugout or to first.
I didn't see him indicate what it was.
I guess the ump did not clear the pitch.
Okay.
So we'll reset and we'll try one more time, and that one's up and in. Ball 4 gets away from McKillop, and so the passed ball will score the run as Warren will come in on the third walk of the inning as Whitmire will head down to first as you got Usherwood over at third. And so once again, you got things kind of coming off the wheels here early for Lovington.
Right.
Just 3-0, 1 out. You got to shut it down right here. This could get to be a runaway real fast. So now Diego Morales with the big open stance. Runner goes. That one's high. McKillop will fake the throw as Whitmire dives in from about 20 feet out and slides across the turf to second. And the runner over there is Pacheco, Destin Pacheco at third.
Okay, that's 24.
Correct.
Okay.
I will note that in my scorebook.
And that's going to be a strike on Diego Morales.
So no ball, 1 strike count. Charlie Campbell waits on deck. And the 0-1, and that one is on the knees outside corner with the cutter, and that'll be strike number 2. So a no ball, 2 strike count to the Bulldog third baseman. Cat's in a bit of a jam here, and the 0-2 pitch swung on as Morales gets a piece of that one. Infield is in, going to try and cut off any run on a soft grounder. The only problem with that is a screamer scores 2.
That's right. If you're Lovington, you're almost, at this point, you're down 3-0. You'd almost really need to be willing to trade the out for a run.
And the 0-2 pitch, that one is high for ball number 1. 3 walks in the inning. Just 2 hits for Artesia. They've got 3 runs on the board. And the 1-2 pitch swung on, and that'll be a chop shot. Having to leap up to get that one is Paredes. He comes home, sliding in, and getting him is McKillop. He held on to the ball.
And he pulled it out of the glove and showed the ump he still had possession, ownership of that ball and control of it.
So Pacheco out 5-3. Whitmire moves to third. Morales will reach first on the fielder's choice. And so 2 down now, as that'll bring the number 8 hitter Charlie Campbell to the plate. So runners at first and second, Morales at first. Oh, and Whitmire stays at second. I'm a little surprised with his speed. He didn't go to
run.
third. Yeah. As soon as he saw the play was going home.
I think maybe they were afraid that they were going to get him in a rundown. I don't know. And that they did want to have
first pitch to Campbell. That one will be up and in for ball number 1.
That they didn't want to have him scrambling, 2 rundowns basically, and him scrambling back to second.
Campbell, the left fielder for the Bulldogs. 3-0 our score in favor of Artesia. But it could be much worse. 1-0 pitch swung on, and that'll be a little chopper. Almost acts like a bunt as Pondo waits a half second for it to get there. And then the ball and the first baseman, Sanchez, they collide in a timeout as Artesia was sending everybody. Is that going to be interference? Lovington wants interference. Artesia saying nope. So we'll see what the official call by the umpires is. If it's runner interference, it's an out and no run. If it's just an innocent collision, then it will be 1 run scored before timeout was called.
I wonder if it was the ball that did the damage to him or whether it was the collision, because it looked to me like the ball hit him.
Pondo did not charge on that ball. He kind of waited for it to settle down in the turf before he picked that up, and so that made it a much closer play than maybe it should have been.
And
they are going to say runner interference.
Okay.
And so Campbell will be out on the runner interference, and the run will not count. But 3 runs come across for Artesia in the bottom of the first inning as Coach Bickle going to keep arguing. After 1, it's Artesia 3, Lovington trying to get on the board. Wildcat baseball continues in a moment.
Introducing a smarter, easier way to manage your Lee County Electric account. It is called Smart Hub. Now you can pay your bill anywhere, anytime, with 24-hour access to your account. It is free and simple to use. Just search for the Smart Hub app on your cell phone or device and download the free app, or go to our website at lcecnet.com and look for the Smart Hub logo to view your account or pay your bill online. Managing your Lee County Electric account conveniently and securely with Smart Hub. Lee County Electric, owned by those we serve.
In this day and time, every household needs reliable internet, and lots of it. LECO can provide that if you live in our fiber area. Give us a call. We can give you a gig of bandwidth speed. If you already have our service, it's easy to upgrade to a faster speed. LECO offers various priced packages to meet the increased needs of your family, providing you with faster speeds to your home. Upgrade now or simply make the switch to better, faster, more reliable internet. Call 370-5010. That's 370-5010.
And in the bottom of the first inning, there were 3 runs on 2 hits, no errors, 2 left on base. So we go to the top of the second inning. Lovington trailing 3-0, and with the call, here's TJ Miracle.
Thank you very much, Dawn Morgan. Patrick Sanchez is due up first, but he was injured on what was called a runner interference play to end the first inning, and it saved Lovington a run. But after throwing 42 pitches in that first inning, Pondo, he's got to be a little tired. Due up is Sanchez, Lujan, and Cam Ochoa. That is 5, 6, and 7. And I have a feeling, and that feeling will be correct, as it looks like Sanchez will be done, as Dante Silverino will come in to hit for Patrick, and I would be willing to bet you he replaces him in the field too. So Silverino on after the injury to Patrick Sanchez. So Dante Silverino will step in with Lovington trailing 3-0. Of course, don't forget tomorrow we've got a doubleheader for you. Lovington and Artesia at our place back at Wildcat Park. Actually have that game for you on the Z94 KZOR YouTube channel and here on HobbsAmerica.com. Ron Gunter will be filling in on that one. I'll be up in Portales with the girls for softball. So Silverino will step in to lead it off. Byers.
And I'll be doing Hobbs doubleheader softball, so we're all scattered again tomorrow night.
We are, but thanks to Ron for being able to fill in. As the first pitch from Byers to Silverino is outside for ball number 1. And just for comparison's sake, I've got Byers throwing 18 pitches in that first inning as opposed to 42 for Pondo.
That's crazy.
1-0 pitch from Byers to Silverino. Thinks about going, probably should have. Outside corner at the knees, even things up, but a ball and a strike.
Yeah, he flinched, but did not offer.
Sets up towards the back part, right in the middle of the right side box, does Silverino. Usherwood set up on the outside corner and throws the fastball right where he puts it. Might have been a touch low, but it looked good enough. So swing and a miss, strike 2.
Silverino looks like he may have power, but that was kind of a slow, lazy swing. But if he were to snap it and make contact, I'll bet he could get it to sail.
Line to the 0-2 pitch, curveball swung on and missed. Silverino goes down swinging, second K of the ball game for Byers, and there is one down for the Wildcats here in this bottom of the, rather top of the second inning. I'll get all my numbers right. It's been a long day.
Lots of 1s and 2s here. It's all right.
Fidencio Lujan now will step in. Fidencio, the Wildcat right fielder, the one lefty regularly in rotation. Ian Sanchez, he can bat left.
Patrick?
Mm-hmm. And the first pitch swung on and missed as Fidencio tacks a hack at a good fastball. That'll be strike 1.
Didn't we have Paul? Paul Sanchez.
I think Paul may hit from the left side, too.
Yeah.
So an 0-1 count to Lujan, and the pitch swung on, fouled back to the screen for strike number 2. Waiting on deck is Cam Ochoa. Galindo out in center is shading towards the alley. Campbell not playing very far back. None of them are playing very far back in the outfield. Fidencio, he's a little inconsistent, but if he can catch one, Artesia may not like playing that close in. And the pitch swung on and missed and got him swinging. Fidencio goes down swinging. I shouldn't have said anything about that.
Announcer's curse there.
Announcer's curse for sure, and that'll be the third K of the ball game for Byers. And 2 down for the Cats is now Cam Ochoa to the plate.
Center fielder for Lovington and a multi-sport athlete as well. Of course, we saw him a lot in football.
As Byers will set at the belt, nobody on, and the first pitch to Cam, and that'll be the curveball, and that'll nip the inside corner, strike 1. A very efficient inning going so far for Byers. He's thrown less than 10 pitches so far. He's already got 2 outs and an 0-1 count on Cam, and the pitch, that one will sail away. Usherwood grabs it and evens things up at 1-1. So it'll be a 1-ball, 1-strike count. As Byers takes a long look into Usherwood, who sets up over the outside, and the 1-1 pitch and that fastball on the outside corner, called strike 2. So a 1-ball, 2-strike count. Artesia leading 3-0. Lovington didn't get a hit in the first inning. Like to see if they could get it going with 2. And the 1-2 pitch swung on and missed as took something off of that one. Usherwood drops it but comes up with it and fires it on down to first. And so Byers will strike out the side as Lovington goes quietly 1-2-3 in the second. After an inning and a half, Artesia 3, Lovington nothing. Wildcat baseball continues in a moment.
Lovington Schools proudly supports their athletic teams and wants to encourage all teachers, students, and staff to keep pressing on. Wildcats, you are winners on and off of the court. Lovington Municipal Schools are proud of holding the utmost and highest standards. Go out there and be proud to be part of the Big Blue. For more information on what is happening now at Lovington Schools, log on to lovingtonschools.net and bet you won't be disappointed. Go Big Blue. 3 claps and a woo!
Attention shoppers, Bob's Thriftway welcomes you to Lovington, New Mexico. This week you'll save big on grocery items throughout their store. Save big on produce, household items, bread products, and meats. Every week, Bob's Thriftway has big savings for their customers. Bob's Thriftway is your local hometown grocery store. So for the freshest produce, the best meats, shop Bob's Thriftway, 906 West Avenue D in Lovington.
In the top of the second, Lovington went with no runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. We go to the bottom of the second, Artesia leading 3-0, and coming up to the plate with the call, here's TJ Miracle.
Thank you very much, Dawn Morgan, and we've got changes all over the place with Patrick Sanchez being injured at the end of the first inning as Cole McKillop will move over to first. Micah Pondo will take over behind the plate, so Pondo's afternoon is done. And taking his place on the mound is going to be, let me double check that before I say it, it's going to be Ethan Gonzalez. Sure that's Ethan. Yep, that is Ethan. So Gonzalez will take over on the hill. So Ethan Gonzalez on to try and put out the fire and keep this a 3-0 game as we are back here and ready to go. It'll be 9-1-2. That is Beauregard, Galindo, and Fuentes due up. So Gonzalez will face the bottom and then the top of the Bulldog order. Pondo goes 1 inning. Gives up 3 runs on 2 hits, all of them earned.
This is Beauregard's first plate appearance in the game.
Lined in the first pitch to Beauregard, and Gonzalez misses away for ball number 1. Pondo's pitch count was getting on up there, too.
It was.
About 41, 42 pitches.
He might have needed
As
to come
Ethan
out.
will deal the 1-0, and that one will be low for ball 2. Yeah, they still couldn't use him tomorrow, but.
Right.
No, the 2-0 pitch, and that one will be swung on, and that'll be a chopper foul over the third base coach's box. And so quickly, 2 balls and 1 strike, a good pitcher's count, and a good hitter's count, too. It's kind of a neutral count, really, when you look right at it.
Right.
As the wind and the 2-1 pitch for Gonzalez swung on, and that was lifted high in the air to shallow right field. Lujan on the run and grabs it right before it crosses into foul territory. Fidencio showing off the wheels out there as Beauregard with the fly out to right for out number 1. I didn't know Fidencio could move that way, and he was playing shading a little bit over towards the alley.
He was. I did not think he was going to get there in time, even though he was running full out. But that was a fantastic, that was a highlight reel catch right there in right field.
So now Galindo will step in, and the curveball to Galindo is in there on the inside corner, called strike 1. So a no ball, 1 strike count. Back to the top of the order. Galindo walked and scored in the first. Curveball swung on and missed. That will be strike number 2 quickly to Frankie Galindo. These Wildcat pitchers, for the most part, quick workers. Ethan, no exception. In the 0-2 pitch, another one. That one's going to be low for ball number 1. Ethan, a fastball, curveball, off-speed pitch, changeup, if you will. And the 1-2 pitch, and that will be the fastball, and it'll be low for ball 2. Evens things up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Ethan not going to overpower you with his stuff, but he does generally move the ball around pretty well. And the 2-2 pitch swung on, and that is hammered. Backhanded by Paredes deep in the hole at third. Fires across the diamond, and McKillop can't hang on to it at first. So it'll be an E3. As not able to dig that one out was McKillop, and so an error will give the Bulldogs a runner here as Jet Fuentes will step to the plate. Fuentes, an infield single his last time up and scored. He is 1 for 1.
But they have 1 out, and that's something to build on.
You want something on the ground here at one of the middle infielders if you can get it. As the runner goes, as Fuentes lays down a bunt, just let that go foul, and that's exactly what Paredes will do, and that will be strike number 1.
That was certainly the smart thing.
Yeah, as soon as Paredes saw that it was going to go foul, and as soon as Micah saw that it was going to go foul, they both held up, and I think one of them hollered to Gonzalez because he was charging too.
Right.
So it'll be strike 1 on the foul bunt. Runner at first is Galindo. We do know that Coach Bickle going to be very aggressive on the base pass. Huge lead over at first. McKillop holding on Galindo, and the pitch to the plate will be low and in. And evens things up at a ball and a strike. So the 1 ball, 1 strike count to the speedy Bulldog shortstop. Cats trying to keep this at a 3-0 deficit. Open stance for Fuentes. Runner goes. Side pitch, Pondo sails that one down, but not in time as the sweep tag put down by Gutierrez, but not in time. Pretty good throw from Micah there.
It was, but, you know, Fuentes just had, Galindo just had a really good jump on that.
So it'll be 2-1 at the plate to Fuentes. Pondo, who started the game on the hill, now calling it from behind the plate. Ethan Gonzalez sets at the letters in the 2-1 pitch. The little sidearm sweeper, and that one will miss for ball 3. So it'll be a 3 ball, 1 strike count. And the number 2 hitter Fuentes, Byers waits on deck. As Ethan delivers 3-1, the curveball missing inside. That'll be ball 4. That'll be the 4th walk given up by Lovington pitching. And so now it'll bring Jack Byers to the plate. He hit one off the wall in left center. Scored in that first inning, RBI double, and a run scored. So the pitcher helping his own cause.
And let's see.
Going to try and do that again here.
Right.
So runners at first and second. Good speed on the base paths. Cats are going to hope for something on the ground for a double play. Pondo sets up on the outside. Gonzalez deals. That one will be low and away for ball number 1.
Didn't miss by a lot.
No, it did not.
But you got to hit the zone, and the pressure is back on now, even with the one out. Runners on first and second, and Lovington's really got to work these outs.
Off-speed pitch nips the inside corner at the knees, evens things up at a ball and a strike. So the 1 ball, 1 strike count to Byers at the plate. Outfield playing deep, pretty much straight away. Madrid and Gutierrez both squeezing slightly over towards the bag at second. Ooh, almost got Galindo out there in no man's land, and Gonzalez going to break contact and just settle him down out there.
Galindo is really dancing around.
And the pitch swung on, and that'll be a chop shot foul. Coach Bickle will handle it in the third base coach's box. Back out to Ethan on the hill. Then it's a 1 ball, 2 strike count to Byers at the plate. Fuentes at first, Galindo at second. Ethan checks the runner. Now comes the 1-2 to the plate, and that's in there. Called strike 3. Ring him up and sit him down. Late break on that one. First K of the ball game for Wildcat pitching, and there is 2 down for the Bulldogs.
I like to see that because sometimes the antics by a base runner, especially out on second base, if they're dancing around and trying to call attention to themselves, sometimes they're just trying to psych out the pitcher, get into his head, and having worried too much about the runner than on the batter. And in this
and the line
case,
in the first pitch swung on, and that one is lifted high in the air to shallow left field. Everybody on the run, and going over and making the grab in foul ground is Paredes. He had to call off Madrid and Rhino, but gets there, and so the little pop out to the third baseman will end the Artesia threat in the second. We've played 2 from here at Brainerd Park. It's Artesia 3, Lovington nothing. Wildcat baseball continues in a moment.
When it comes to your hard-earned money, selecting the right bank is vital. Hi, I'm David Campbell, president of First American Bank in Lovington. First American Bank in Lovington is part of this community, so bank with trusted partners you know, and trusted partners that are part of this area we call home. First American Bank offers all the advantages big corporate banks do, and we do our banking with hometown support and commitment. Choose First American Bank, 19 West Washington in Lovington. We want to earn your trust, then earn your business.
Lovington Wildcat fans, are you ready for the battle? Battle Energy is ready to take the court with the Cats. For all your BOP nipple-ups and BOP testing, call Battle Energy. Battle Energy is also providing safety training, no matter where you need it. Battle does on-site or mobile training. Call today at 575-942-9472 for the company that's ready to go to battle with you. Battle Energy proudly supports all Lovington and Lee County athletics.
In the bottom of the second inning, Artesia scored no runs on no hits. 1 error was committed. 2 were left on base. So we go to the top of the third inning. Lovington trailing 3-0. And with the call, here's TJ Miracle.
Thank you very much, Don. It'll be Paredes, Madrid, and Gutierrez. 8-9-1 due up for the Wildcats, trying to dig out of a 3-0 hole. Great to have you with us on a warm Thursday afternoon from here in Artesia, as Paredes, the third baseman, made a great play in foul ground in the second, steps in. He'll face Byers, who reassumes the hill for Artesia, as Byers will deal, and the first pitch will be a fastball at the top of the zone for strike 1 to Paredes.
The ump has been calling the outside corner pretty consistently. I think he's gotten a little more generous with it as the game's gone on.
One pitch, that one too far outside, as Usherwood has to come out of the crouch to get it. Campbell is shading, he's not just shading, he's in the alley in left center.
Pretty big hole.
Only playing maybe a third of the way back. He's really shallow in the 1-1, and that one will drop in for strike number 2.
Pretty big hole out there between left and center.
Yeah, Galindo a couple of steps towards the right side alley. 1-2 pitch fastball, and that one is going to miss outside and evens things up at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
This is his first plate appearance for Paredes.
As Byers, a very quick worker. I say that, now he slows down. Here he'll set at the letters, has what he wants from Usherwood, and the 2-2 pitch fastball outside corner, called strike 3. That'll be the 5th K of the ball game for Byers, and the first one looking, and one down for the Cats is Jude Madrid, the 8th grader, to the plate.
Yeah, Lovington graduated some seniors last year and left some holes, and Coach Cruz has moved some younger players up into varsity this season.
So Madrid having a good campaign, and he'll take the first pitch fastball and swings over the top of it for strike number 1.
His first plate appearance in this game as well.
Then the number 9 hitter for the Wildcats, Jaden Gutierrez, back to the top, waits on deck, and the 0-1 pitch. That one will sail high and even things up at a ball and a strike. Byers a fastball, a cutter, curveball, and a changeup. So that's the 4-pitch arsenal. And the 1-1 pitch, that'll be a fastball, and Madrid
he waited
swings but
waited
misses.
too late to snap that bat around.
So 1-2 the count as Byers takes a long look into Usherwood. Now he'll set between the belt and the letters, and the 1-2 swung on, and that's a hard shot, but a dive by Morales deep in the hole at third. Long throw across to Pacheco and makes the out as Madrid gets robbed on a highlight play by Morales. Where's the Sports Center thing there? 5-3 for out number 2 as Madrid laced that one, but a highlight play by Morales robs him, and there's 2 down for the Cats.
Yeah, credit where credit's due. It looked like it was going to be a hit. I was ready to say, and that was going to sneak through, but did not. So nice play all the way around. Too bad. Two outs now. 2 batters up, 2 outs
so
for Lovington.
Gutierrez will step in. First pitch from Byers, and that'll be a fastball on the outside for strike 1. Jaden 0 for 1 at a hard ground out to Fuentes at short. Back in the first.
And at least his second plate appearance, he's had a look at it, and he's made contact with the ball.
Usherwood set up on the outside, the 0-1 pitch, and that one going to be the curveball that bounces off the plate. Evens things up at a ball and a strike. As Weiser will head over and retrieve the baseball, then head back towards the on-deck circle. As Byers always from the stretch. He'll set, he'll deliver the 1-1 swung on, and that one's heading out of play over by the Artesia bullpen for strike number 2.
Lovington has gone 4 up, and in their first at bat, 3 up, 3 down the second, and now this is their, of course, top of the third. So they'd like to not.
1-2 pitch on the way, swung on and missed. Strike 3 as Gutierrez goes down swinging. 6K of the ball game for Byers. And after 2.5, the score remains Artesia 3, Lovington nothing. Wildcat baseball continues in a moment.
It's no secret, at some point you'll have a question or need to replace or fix something on your vehicle. Whether your vehicle is new or ancient, Lovington Auto Supply is your trusted advisor when you need dependable auto parts. Not only do they have the parts you need, they have real answers to your real automotive questions, and that help keeps your vehicle running longer and stronger. Quality parts, helpful people. Lovington Auto Supply, 217 West Avenue D in Lovington. Napa, get up and go.
Stone Oilfield Services says many traffic fatalities may be caused by an intoxicated driver. So do yourself and your community a favor and remember the 3 C's of safety: caution, courtesy, and above all, common sense. Safe and sober driving is everyone's responsibility. That message was from Stone Oilfield Services in Lovington, a name you can trust and depend on. For quality and integrity, call 575-396-1840. From the Stone family and staff at Stone Oilfield Services.
No runs, no hits, no errors for Lovington in the top of the third inning. We go to the bottom of the third. Artesia coming up to bat. They have the 3-0 lead, and with the call, here's DJ Miracle.
Thank you very much, Dawn Morgan, Brant Usherwood, Jet Whitmire, and Diego Morales. It is 5, 6, and 7 due up for the Bulldogs in their half of the third, leading this one 3-0. Tiff Stuber keeping an eye and an ear on things back at One Radio Square. Usherwood walked and stole a base, then got thrown out, trying to go home on a little infield hit, and then he'll get hit. First hit by pitch of the ball game. Gonzalez still on the hill for the Wildcats, and so the first hit batter of the ball game, and that's, you give up a hit by pitch, and that's a free base. It's like a walk.
I do hate to see when it's a hit by pitch and the batter actually turns their body into the ball. I know sometimes they're just, instead of adjusting their body, moving back or forward out of the path, they turn and twist.
Whitmire also walked his first time up. He'll show bunt and lay that one foul down the third baseline. As again, Coach Bickle trying to play movement baseball. But, I like that. We talked about it a lot, baseball and softball this year. A lot of coaches, and they think it correctly, especially at the high school level, get a lot of moving pieces going.
That's right.
And good things can happen for you against a lot of teams. So a no ball, 1 strike count to Whitmire. Pretty good lead off of first by Pacheco on running, and he'll go anyway as Pondo will fire that one down. Got him, burn him down. As Micah's arm a little bit better than McKillop's, and that will be caught stealing on Pacheco. He'll be out 2-4 for out number 1, caught attempted to steal. So Pondo with the good arm guns him down. It's a 1-1 count, but clear the plate, or clear the bases. As at the plate, 1-1 is Whitmire now, nobody on. And the pitch, fastball, bell tie, outside corner. Yes, sir, strike 2.
And definitely Gonzalez pitching to the glove there. That's exactly where Pondo wanted it, and he hit it.
So the 1 ball, 2 strike count. Ethan deals. That one will be just low for ball number 2. So the 2 ball, 2 strike count, 1 down. After the hit by pitch erased by a good throw by Pondo, and the 2-2 pitch curveball swung on. That'll be a line shot, going to find its way through into left field. Weiser will go over and cut it off and bring it in. Hits Madrid, but it'll be a 1-out single to left for Whitmire, and that'll bring Diego Morales to the plate.
But well played. I mean, there's nothing much that you couldn't really play that any better. You got to field it well, make a great throw in, and keep it to a single. And that's what Lovington did. That's all you can do with a line drive shot like that.
So now it'll be Diego Morales to the plate. Reached on a fielder's choice his last time up. He is 0 for 1. Good lead off of first by Whitmire with good speed. That one is high in the air. That's a line shot down the line in left. Could be trouble, and it goes foul by about 5 feet. 352 down that line. It wouldn't have gotten out of here, but it had double written all over it. It's just a long, ringing strike 1.
Yeah, it would have been trouble. Good hustle by Weiser out there, going for it, thinking that he might have had, time to be able to get up under it.
With Whitmire's speed, that may have scored him. It certainly would have gotten him to third.
Yeah.
But no use thinking about it now because it's just strike 1. So a no ball, 1 strike count. Whitmire leads off first. McKillop holds him on. Gonzalez from the stretch checks on the runner. And the 0-1 pitch swung on and missed. Took something off of that one and got Morales over the top with the curve, and it's 0-2.
Yep, good time for that pitch, and it was well executed.
So the no ball, 2 strike count, and the pitch, that one will be up and in. Tried to pull the string, didn't pull it quite hard enough, and it's 1-2 now.
Yeah, with a couple of pitches to give, thought he would change things up a little and throw something that he might want to chase or move him back a little bit.
And the 1-2 pitch, runner goes, swung on and missed, strike 3. The throw down by Pondo, that one is not going to be in time as Whitmire slides in under the tag of Gutierrez, but Morales will strike out, and there's 2 down.
If Whitmire's foot had come off the bag, though, that would have been an out because he was able to hang that foot and hold it on the bag, but that throw was right there.
Maybe a skosh high, but still a good throw by Pondo. And I mentioned a minute ago, Micah better arm than McKillop. That's not to say McKillop doesn't have a good arm. It's just Micah's is a little bit better. As Charlie Campbell, who is 0 for 1, was out on a runner interference, and he'll take the first pitch outside for ball 1. So Gonzalez on in relief after a 3-run outburst in the first by Artesia. Has done a pretty good job locking down the Bulldogs thus far. That pitch going to be away, ball 1, or ball 2 rather. So a 2-ball, no strike count to Campbell at the plate. So the 2-0 count, runner at second is Whitmire. Gonzalez looks at the runner. Now comes to the plate, swung on, and that one is lifted high in the air to center field. It's going to be more of a pop-up as Madrid goes out about 15 feet into the alley in left center and makes the grab. Winds up being a pop-out to the shortstop. So Artesia gets a man on, gets a man caught stealing, and then leaves one stranded in scoring position. We've played 3. It's Artesia 3, Lovington nothing. Back for more Wildcat baseball on Lovington Sports YouTube and HobbsAmerica.com.
Western States Insurance.
Why choose Western States Insurance as your independent insurance agent? Because Western States Insurance is more than an insurance agency. They're a people agency dedicated to the insurance needs of their customers. Western States Insurance is large enough to provide the products you demand and small enough to offer you personal service.
We've got you covered. Western States Insurance.
Call 396-1318 or go by 212 North Love in Lovington. Lasco Construction is a proud partner in education in Lee County. Lasco Construction is your hometown construction company. Lasco Construction encourages you and business owners to support Tatum, Jow, Lovington, Eunice, and Hobbs businesses. Buy as much as you can locally, which is why Lasco Construction always supports the youth of Lee County. Lasco Construction supports you. Call 393-9161 for all your construction needs. Support your community.
In the bottom of the third inning, Artesia scored no runs on one hit. There were no errors committed, one left on base. We go to the top of the fourth, and Lovington trailing 3-0. They'd like to catch up here, and with the call, here's TJ Miracle.
It'll be 2, 3, and 4 due up for the Wildcats. That's Weiser, Pondo, and Sepulveda. As you mentioned, trying to come back from a 3-0 deficit. Rhino striking out back in the first is 0 for 1. He'll settle into the box, the open stance. Byers still on the bump for Artesia. Usherwood sets up on the outside. And the first pitch swung on, and Weiser will take that one out into the street, on to 13th Street for strike one. I wouldn't want to be driving by this park during a ball game, at least not down that street.
And, of course, the softball field over to the left of us, it's sitting back from the highway, the street, just a little bit more, though.
0-1 pitch, and that one will be high, evens things up at a ball and a strike to Ryan Weiser, leading it off for the Wildcats.
You know, Artesia did all the damage in their first at-bat, and it's been a pretty tight game since then.
1-1 pitch, and that curveball, and
yeah.
yep, that's in there. Called strike two, kind of buckled the knees of Weiser a little bit and curled just enough to catch the inside corner. So now a 1-2 count. Again, Campbell playing in the alley. Left center, Weiser swings and misses. Strike three, goes upstairs for the fastball and misses it. That'll be the 7th K of the ball game for Byers, and there's one down for the Cats. Pondo will step in. He had a ringing double to right his last time up. He is the owner of Lovington's sole hit in the ball game. Of course, got the start as the pitcher, now catching after the injury to Patrick Sanchez.
And he's a pretty good outfielder as well. He's got a heck of a good arm when he's out in the field.
First pitch to Pondo, swung on, and that one is high in the air. Ooh. This one's a shallow right field. As coming in on it this time is Whitmire. As comes over and gets it. That one hung up in the wind just a little bit. Not a lot of breeze here, so it'll be a fly out to right. 4 out, number 2. Of course, he hit one more on a line, a little bit more solid shot back in the first, and went over the head of Whitmire. Because Coach for Artesia, Coach Bickle, has got his outfield playing extremely shallow. So now it'll be Sepulveda to the plate. He grounded out to the pitcher to end the first, and the first pitch to Juan will be on the outside corner, strike one. So the 0-1 strike count. Infield playing it straight up, outfield fairly shallow, and Campbell in left in the alley in left center. And the 0-1 pitch swung on, and that one's heading out to 13th Street for strike number 2.
He swatted at that one. That one was a little bit high, but he made some contact with it just a little late.
So a 0-2 strike count. Now he's going to have to play plate protection as Usherwood set up on the outside, and the 0-2 pitch. Fastball goes up and away, trying to get a chase. Didn't get it. It'll be ball one. The 1-2 strike count.
Except for that first at bat, Lovington's been 3 up, 3 down. They went 4 batters in their first
and the
one.
1-2 pitch, check swing. Did he go? Yes, he did. Strike 3. And the ball dropped momentarily by Usherwood, and he'll toss it down to Pacheco at first. 8th K of the ball game. Lovington goes down 1-2-3 in the 4th after 3.5 innings of play. Artesia 3, Lovington nothing. Wildcat baseball back in just a moment.
Eunice Pump and Supply has been around for over 30 years and is excited to continue their services to the community. They take pride in their employees and their hard work and dedication, and most importantly, take pride in the youth of Lee County. Eunice Pump and Supply is a proud supporter of all Lee County athletics and academics. Eunice Pump and Supply, 1310 Avenue O in Eunice, another proud supporter of Lee County Athletics.
Introducing a smarter, easier way to manage your Lee County Electric account. It is called Smart Hub. Now you can pay your bill anywhere, anytime, with 24-hour access to your account. It is free and simple to use. Just search for the Smart Hub app on your cell phone or device and download the free app, or go to our website at lcecnet.com and look for the Smart Hub logo to view your account or pay your bill online. Managing your Lee County Electric account conveniently and securely with Smart Hub. Lee County Electric, owned by those we serve.
A couple of strikeouts and a flyout for Lovington in the top of the fourth inning. We go to the bottom of the fourth. Artesia coming up to bat. They lead 3-0, and with the call, here's TJ Miracle.
Thank you very much, Dawn Morgan. As we head to the bottom of the fourth, another new pitcher in the ballgame for Lovington is Cam Ochoa. Will come in from center field, and he will take over there. Let's see who's heading out to center. Let me catch your number, young man, as Gutierrez will move out to center. Let's see who's playing at second. So we've just got changes going on all over the place.
We have musical bases.
And it'll be Gonzalez going to second. So Gonzalez came in and did his job. He put out the fire and held it to a 3-0 lead for Artesia. So it'll be 9-1-2 due up for Artesia. It's pretty much what they.
That's exactly what their last at bat.
Well, yeah, back in the second.
Well, back in the second one, yeah. That's
Beauregard flew out to right his last time up. He is 0 for 1. So now Cam Ochoa on the hill. He'll deal the first one. Swung on and missed. And that'll be strike one.
Well,
Ochoa, fastball, curveball, changeup.
The good thing about switching out the pitching is hopefully trying to keep Artesia batters a little.
0-1 pitch swung on, and that one will be fouled off the leg and up into the inner thigh area.
Right, a little off kilter if you don't let them have a chance to see the same pitcher, three same bats,
Only problem is you can run through a lot of pitchers that you're going to need for that doubleheader tomorrow. And swung on and missed as Ochoa got him swinging, ring him up, sit him down. Third K of the ball game for the Wildcats, and back to the top of the Artesia lineup with Frankie Galindo. Galindo walked and scored in the first, reached via an error, and was left stranded in the second. Ochoa's delivery is a little bit different than Pondo or Gonzalez. Not a little bit more herky-jerky, if you will, and that's not a bad thing necessarily because it changes the timing up. It's just not a real smooth delivery. High for ball one. So 1 ball, no strike count. As Cam delivers, and that one is swung on and missed. Strike two at the fastball. Everybody pretty much playing straight up. Weiser back deep in left. Lujan about, we'll call it 2/3 of the way back in right, and the pitch, and that one going to just miss off the outside corner. Ball 2 to Galindo.
The thing about his delivery is he snaps that ball out of his wrist really fast behind his ear, so it doesn't give the batter quite as much time to see the ball once he releases it.
2-1 pitch, and that one will stay high for ball 3. Micah tried to frame it up, but the man in black not buying it.
And if you'll notice, his motion on the changeup was also slower, and that kind of telegraphs that off-speed pitch.
Got to be aware of that. And the 3-1 pitch swung on and missed. Got him at the fastball and runs the count full to Galindo. Lovington would like a clean inning, although Artesia has not managed to push one across since the first, and the pitch swung on, and that one is high in the air to left field. Weiser going over towards the line in deep left and makes the grab in foul territory on the run. It was tailing into foul ground, but Weiser with maybe the best baseball speed I've ever seen or close to.
In the field, definitely.
In the field, he goes over and makes the grab in left for out number 1.
He's got a really he's quick. He's not just fast, he's quick, and that helps him out of the field.
First pitch to Fuentes will be high for ball number 1. Fuentes, an infield single in the first, then walked in the second. Scored a run, stolen a base, been left stranded. As Ochoa deals the 1-0 pitch, swung on and missed as he took just a little bit off of that one. It wasn't the full change, but
just a little off speed.
And so evens things up at a ball and a strike. Bottom of the fourth inning. Artesia with a 3-0 lead and the 1-1 pitch. That one will be low and away. Ball 2. Tomorrow, doubleheader back at our place. 4:45 pregame. First pitch scheduled for 5. 2-1 pitch, and that one will be at the knees, but just outside for ball 3 as the groans from the blue and white.
And Lovington has a decent amount of fans over here, given that it's 5 o'clock start game on.
3-1 pitch. That one's low for ball 4, and that will put Fuentes with good speed on first. That is the 5th walk offered up by Lovington pitching.
But I believe that is, of course, the first for him because Ochoa just came in relief in this inning.
So 2 outs now and a runner at first in the form of Jet Fuentes. Jack Byers to the plate, had a ringing RBI double and scored in the first, then struck out looking in the second. From the stretch, the pitch from Cam, outside corner fastball, strike 1. Zidell, 1 ball, no strike count. Fuentes, good lead off first. McKillop holds him on. From the belt, pitch swung on, and that one is high in the air to deep left field, going back. Weiser just going to have to watch that one as Jack Byers hits it on the button and clears it. That'll be around 365, and it'll be a 2-run home run for Jack Byers, and 5-0 now in favor of Artesia, as he was timing that pitch and got it and shot that thing out of here in a hurry. Nothing Weiser could do but just kind of stand there out at the track and watch it go out of here.
Yep, all you can do.
So now it'll be Dalen Pacheco, the cleanup hitter. Grounded out to Madrid in the first, then popped out to Paredes to end the second, and he'll take the first pitch, and that's a hard shot on the ground. Bouncing ball going to find its way through between Paredes and Madrid. Weiser will get to it. Rhino will toss it back in, but Pacheco waiting on that one and hits it hard for a 2-out single. Now Brant Usherwood, the catcher, to the plate.
Oh, boy, and what a 2-out rally Artesia is launching here. Lovington needs to just try to focus and concentrate on that 3rd out without giving up any more runs.
Usherwood walked back in the first, then was hit by a pitch in the 3rd. He's officially 0 for 0. And are we going to have is Coach Bickle coming over to talk? Are we going to have a pinch runner come in?
Substitute runner, I think so. Yeah, we are.
Dalen Pacheco. And I think in baseball, if you get pulled for a pinch runner, you're done.
In softball, you can move it around. You can go in and out and still play. You can pinch run and you can pinch bat and all of that. But the baseball rules are quite a bit different.
So Casadas will go in. Yeah, you can have a pinch runner, a courtesy runner, if you will, for the pitcher and the catcher in baseball. But I think a position player, you're done. We'll double-check that and have that for you when we get to the top of the 5th. But it'll be Brant Usherwood at the plate. Casadas leads off first. Good lead out there as McKillop holds him on. Joe deals to the plate and caught him with the curveball. Usherwood was looking fastball and swings over the curveball for strike 1. Usherwood 0 for 0, but has reached base both times. His courtesy runner was caught stealing back in the 3rd.
And he got thrown out at home his first time up after walking.
And the pitch, that one will be low and away for ball number 1, 1-1. Yeah, he's courtesy runner anyway.
Right.
So 1 ball, 1 strike count. Casadas on pinch running at first. Big lead, about 2 steps out there. Ochoa deals to the plate and runs the fastball by him for strike number 2. Swung on and missed.
It was definitely a little outside, too.
1-2 as Usherwood settles back in. Cam ready, fires, swung on, and Usherwood gets just a piece of that one. Takes it off of himself to stay alive at 1-2. Outfield playing, Weiser's pretty much on the track out and left.
Right.
Playing deep is Gutierrez in center. Lujan about 2/3 of the way back. Everybody pretty much playing straight up. Gonzalez shading towards the bag at second just a little as that one's heading to the street on the right side. Count stays 1-2.
Usherwood fighting off some pitches here, staying alive. Lovington really needs to get this final strike, final out.
Yeah, you'd like to keep this at just a 5-run deficit here.
Yep, halfway through this one.
And the 1-2 pitch swung on, and that'll be a slow chopper foul down behind third base. Paredes was on the move, but as soon as he saw it was going foul, he pulled up. again, he was charging pretty good until he saw it was going to be foul. Would have been a close play. Usherwood, not the greatest speed in the world, but he's got pretty good wheels for a catcher. Would have been a pretty close play if it had stayed fair, I think. But that's in the past, and a pickoff attempt, and that one sails a little bit on Ochoa. McKillop does a nice job to keep that one in the glove and keep it in the field to play.
He did. He had to climb the stairs to do it, but crisis averted there.
So a 1-ball, 2-strike count at the plate to Brant Usherwood. Cam has the sign, comes to the plate, and that one going to get away from
Pondo.
And that'll be ball 2 at the plate, and so Casadas moves to second on the passed ball. And the count evens up at 2-2 to Usherwood. So now you're going to have Gonzalez, not quite holding him on at second, but keeping him honest over there. As Cam a quick worker. He slows down considerably
in the stretch.
When they get runners on the base paths, and that will be a fastball away, and that'll run the count full. So Usherwood, if he can find his way on, he's going to credit off fighting 2 or 3 pretty good pitches to stay alive after getting down 0-2.
Feels like he's been at the plate for about 53 years now.
As Ochoa checks the runner, comes to the plate, payoff pitch low for ball 4. Ochoa will issue his second walk of the inning, and now runners at first and second. And Artesia trying to get a 2-out rally going as Jet Whitmire to the plate. Whitmire walked in the first, was left stranded, then singled in the third.
Well, they started their 2-run rally when the 2-run home run was hit with 2 outs.
But it was the walk that triggered it and let him get to the plate.
That's right. And that came after 2 outs.
First pitch to Whitmire, curveball, outside corner, and strike 1. The 0-ball, 1-strike count. Pacheco running for Usherwood at first. Casadas running for Pacheco at second. And the 1-0 pitch, that one will be low for ball number 1. Evens things up at a ball and a strike. Tomorrow, baseball doubleheader will be on the Z94 KZOR YouTube channel. 1-1 pitch from Ochoa, curveball that didn't curve, and that'll be high for ball number 2. You got to be careful if you're going to throw that pitch, if it's going to hang up on you like that it's out of the zone. If not, it's probably heading somewhere towards the refinery. Ochoa has the sign from Pacheco, and that one popped up in the air on the right side. Going to get out of play. And Whitmire a little mad at himself knowing he chased one out of the zone. And now it's a 2-2 count. So it's a 2-ball, 2-strike count. Ochoa comes the 2-2 to the plate, swung on and lifted high in the air to shallow right field. Lujan on the run, can't get to it, and that'll get 1 run home as Fidencio will pick it up. Played it about as well as you can, but it'll be a Texas League RBI single to right for Whitmire as that'll cash in Casadas. Pacheco moves all the way to third, and that'll make this a 6-0 ball game with Diego Morales to the plate. Morales 0 for 2, reached on a fielder's choice in the first, and then struck out in the third.
And, the last couple of batters, Ochoa had him with 2 strikes on him and lost one to a walk, another one to the RBI single.
First pitch swung on and fouled off by Morales, strike 1.
And the runner
was going anyway.
Right.
The runner from first to second, that's Whitmire.
He'll have to
trying a little hit
back.
and run there from Coach Bickle. Now Artesia's coaching staff going to have to bring some new cowhide out.
As the ump needs to repopulate his pouch. He's got a couple of extras in there now.
Yes, he does. So Morales back in, down in the count. No balls, 1 strike. Bulldogs at the corners. Ochoa kicks, fires. That one will be in there for a called strike 2.
And now the runner makes it down to second on defensive indifference. So no throw there.
Yeah, there was
there was interest, but I think
throw, so we have to credit it as a stolen base.
Okay.
2-0 pitch swung on, and that'll be a chop shot. Find its
Oh.
way through between third and short. Rhino gets to it. That'll score one. Coming around the cutoff throw, and the play at the plate not going to be in time, and it's a 2 RBI single. And then an error. Is that one going to fly out into center? Morales with the 2 RBI single heads to third, and that one keeps rolling before Gutierrez can get to it. And it's a 3-base error that will cost the Wildcats. Pacheco and Whitmire will score on the RBI single to left by Morales. Morales goes to second on the throw home, and then Pondo sails it into center field. It'll be an E2. That is a 2-base error that scores the run. Ouch. 6 runs across this inning. Makes this a 9-0 ball game.
And all those runs were scored after 2 outs.
And the first pitch to Charlie Campbell is going to be strike one. Was out on runner interference in the first, then popped out to the shortstop in the third. And now Artesia has batted around this inning.
Ouch.
And the pitch, and Campbell going to watch that one low for ball number 1. And now we're getting into the neighborhood of run rule. And so Campbell settles back in. Ochoa delivers, and Campbell should have gone for that one and knew it. Strike number 2, so it's a 1-ball, 2-strike count. Lovington trying to get out of this inning. A good point, Don. All 6 runs have scored with 2 outs.
Yeah.
1-2 pitch swung on, and that one is hit hard off the handle, but foul out into left field. So the count stays at 1-2. Sorry, didn't mean to gurgle in your ear there.
Well, you weren't gargling, you were just gurgling.
I wasn't gargling, I was
Right.
gurgling. And it's the 1-2 pitch from Ochoa, and that one will be high and evens things up at 2-2. Pondo behind the plate, started out on the hill. Then the injury threw things into disarray as Sanchez was out after the collision with Campbell, who's now at the plate. 2-2 pitch curveball high for ball number 3, so Campbell works the count full. Ochoa, the third Wildcat pitcher of the afternoon, on the hill. McKillop at first, Gonzalez second, Madrid third, Paredes at third. Madrid at short, Paredes at third, and that one's high in the air. Out to the left center field alley. That one is high and back and off of the wall as Campbell rounds first, is heading to second. And it is another ringing double for the Bulldogs, and they have found a way to hit Cam Ochoa hard, and that'll turn the lineup back over to Caden Beauregard. Beauregard 0 for 2, flew out to right in the second, then struck out to start this inning. And now he's got a chance to put this one to redeem himself after 0 for 2 and put this one into mercy rule territory. You don't want to see it as Beauregard to the plate.
No, we don't. We certainly don't want to see this. It's just been a nightmare at bat for Lovington, a dream at bat for Artesia.
Pitch is outside for ball 1. Yeah, it started with a 2-out walk, that then a 2-run home run. Then a single, a walk. The pitch, that one going to bounce in front of the plate, trying to throw the curveball and got away from him. Ball 2. Yeah, the single, then the walk, then the
2-run homer.
Yeah, that was earlier.
Yep, that was
And the pitch, and that one will be a fastball just missing away for ball 3. With 3-ball, no strike count. And a run down as, so run it taking third on a throwback to the pitcher. Campbell swiping third. I was looking down, then I heard the cheers. I was like, what happened? And then it's like, oh, there's Campbell.
Stolen base. Yeah, I was looking down.
So a little bit of a
mark in the book, too.
3-0 pitch, and that's high for ball 4, and another walk. But now the potential winning run is just 90 feet away. And so that'll turn it back over to Frankie Galindo. Galindo walked in the first, reached via an error and was left stranded in the second, then flew out to Weiser earlier this inning.
So runners at the corners now for Artesia.
6 runs across. They'd like to make it 7 or even 8 if they could. A 9-0 ball game as the runner goes. Pondo fakes the throw and basically dares Campbell to do something. It'll be a stolen base for Beauregard.
And a call strike.
7 walks. And that one will be in there, called strike 2. So a no ball, 2 strike count to Galindo at the plate. Ochoa just trying to get out of this nightmare inning. Ochoa deals the 0-2, swung on, and that one is going to be popped up over on the right side. Lujan on the run. Coming over is Gutierrez. That one is going to fall in. It'll be fair. That'll score 1. That'll score 2 in the second Texas leaguer of the inning. It's a 2 RBI Texas leaguer to shallow right for Galindo. It's a double as that will cash in Campbell. It'll cash in Beauregard, and that makes it an 11-0 ball game as the bleeding continues for the Wildcats. So now it'll be Fuentes to the plate.
Still 2 outs here.
Yes, it is. And so Fuentes walked and scored on the 2-run homer, and he'll take the first one back up over the press box for strike 1. So no ball, 1 strike count.
Yeah, Fuentes has walked twice.
And now still a runner in scoring position in the form of Galindo as that fastball will miss away. Even things up at a ball and a strike. So the 1 ball, 1 strike count. 1-1 pitch, and that one will be up and away for ball number 2. Lovington going to need at least a run out of the 5, 6, and 7 slot. That is probably Silverino, Lujan, and Ochoa due up. And the pitch swung on, and that one is lifted high in the air to shallow left center as going out and calling off Madrid is Gutierrez to get the out on the fly out to center. But the damage is done as 8 runs come across in the bottom of the 4th. It is Artesia 11, Lovington nothing. Wildcat baseball continues in a moment.
In this day and time, every household needs reliable internet, and lots of it. LECO can provide that if you live in our fiber area. Give us a call. We can give you a gig of bandwidth speed. If you already have our service, it's easy to upgrade to a faster speed. LECO offers various priced packages to meet the increased needs of your family, providing you with faster speeds to your home. Upgrade now or simply make the switch to better, faster, more reliable internet. Call 370-5010. That's 370-5010.
Lovington Schools proudly supports their athletic teams and wants to encourage all teachers, students, and staff to keep pressing on. Wildcats, you are winners on and off of the court. Lovington Municipal Schools are proud of holding the utmost and highest standards. Go out there and be proud to be part of the Big Blue. For more information on what is happening now at Lovington Schools, log on to lovingtonschools.net and bet you won't be disappointed. Go Big Blue. 3 claps and a woo!
In the bottom of the 4th inning, Artesia plates 8 on 6 hits. 1 error was committed, 1 left on base. So we go to the top of the 5th inning. Lovington trailing 11-0, and we'll be back. And we've got Lovington coming up to the plate, of course. And with the call, here's TJ Miracle.
Thank you very much, Dawn. It'll be Ethan Gonzalez to lead it off. So Gonzalez, this will be his first at bat after coming on in relief in the 2nd inning. So his first at bat, Gonzalez, Lujan, and Ochoa. Lovington needs to find a way to Frankenstein 2 runs onto the board, or this game goes into the books as an early one. So really has not been a poorly played game. It's just Lovington just not able to get some crucial outs, and Byers will deal the first one, and Ethan takes a big cut at it. Might have got a piece of it, strike 1. So a no ball, 1 strike count. Byers still on the hill looking for the complete game shutout. And has a 1-hitter going to this point. So Gonzalez going to try and change that narrative. And the pitch in that one was the cutter, and it's in there for a called strike 2. Cutter, slider. A little hard to tell because of where we're sitting for sure. But so Gonzalez back in. Usherwood sets up, and the pitch fastball, and that one is on the outside corner, called strike 3. That is strikeout number 9 for Byers, and there is 1 down for the Wildcats here in the top of the 5th inning. So now it'll be Fidencio Lujan to the plate. Fidencio 0 for 1. Lovington only 1 base runner in this game, too. It was the 2-out single by Micah back in the 1st. So now it'll be Lujan to the plate. Slightly open stance for the Wildcat lefty. Byers always from the stretch, ready to go. He'll throw, and the fastball gets Fidencio chasing. That one was low and away, but Fidencio takes a hack at it and probably needed a 6-iron for that one. Strike one. Has the 0-1 on the way and comes back with a high inside fastball. Fidencio swings at that one, too, and just like that, it's a no-ball, 2-strike count.
Yeah, a lot of heat on that.
Byers does not spend a lot of time on the mound, and he does not start nibbling when he gets up 0-2 generally. And the 0-2 pitch, and that one's a fastball in the outside corner as Usherwood framed it, but the ump says nope, just a little bit off. But still a pretty good pitch there for 0-2. So the no-ball, 2-strike count, 1-ball, 2-strike count. One down for Lovington, trailing big, trying to get this one to a bottom of the 5th inning, and the pitch swung on, and that one missed, but gets away from Usherwood, but he will toss it down to Pacheco at first, strike 3, and that is the 10th K of the ball game for Byers, and now Lovington is down to their final out here this afternoon. So it'll be Cam Ochoa to the plate. Cam 0 for 1, struck out back in the second. Wants to extend this game out just a little bit. We're looking at about 90 minutes of game time at this point. And now Cam in as Byers ready to deal. And he'll fire, and Cam pops that one up over on the right side. That one might bring rain, but unfortunately not going to bring a base runner as Beauregard camps out under it and makes the grab for out number 3, and that will do it for the Lovington Wildcats, who fall in this one by a score of 11-0. So no runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on for the Wildcats. And just one of those games, Dawn, you're going to want to put behind you, to be sure.
Very definitely. Although, Artesia put 3 runs on in the first and then went scoreless for a couple of at-bats. And then they came in and they broke things wide open in the bottom of the 4th inning when they were able to put 8 runs across, and all of those runs scored with 2 outs. So it looked like Lovington was going to be able to keep this game close and go a full 7, and that's just not what happened.
Yeah, the bats just came out, and Artesia, very explosive team, had their big inning. Final line in this one for the Wildcats, 11 runs on 9 hits, for the Bulldogs. 11 runs on 9 hits, no errors, and they leave 4 runners on base. For Lovington, no runs on 1 hit. They commit 2 errors, and 1 runner is left on the hill. Winning pitcher is Byers, who goes the complete way. 10 strikeouts and no walks through the 5 innings. Mike Apondo will take the loss. Only pitched an inning, gave up 3 runs, all of them earned. So if you're the Wildcats, you just got to put this one behind you. Get ready for the doubleheader at Wildcat Park tomorrow. That game will be on the Z94 KZOR YouTube channel. The Lovington Lady Cat softball team here on Lovington Sports YouTube. I would encourage you to watch that. Both games, of course, will be available. HobbsAmerica.com, but the boys tomorrow on Z94 KZOR's YouTube channel. So, Dawn Morgan, what do you say?
Not a lot to say except, Lovington, just a learning opportunity. It's when you look at the game, you see 3 different pitchers. You see, different results both out in the field, and too many errors, not enough, offensive production, good pitching by Artesia. And I believe Artesia played without an error.
They
did. Lovington just got out-hit and outplayed. So you just look at it, try to learn from it, and get ready for that doubleheader tomorrow when you do the best you can against the number 1 team in 4A.
It's exactly what you got to do. Lovington will drop to 11-10 on the year, 1-3 in district. Artesia goes to 15-6 on the year, 4-0 in district. Ron Gunner will have the call for you tomorrow. Wildcat Baseball doubleheader, 4:45 pregame show on the Z94 KZOR YouTube channel and HobbsAmerica.com here on Lovington Sports YouTube. We will have the Lovington girls at Portales. So with that, my friends, we will put a wrap on this one for Tiff Stuber, keeping an eye and an ear on things back at One Radio Square. For Dawn Morgan, I'm TJ Miracle saying so long from Artesia. Have a great evening, everybody.